All right. Hey, it's Jena Thompson at Daisy Blue, coming at you live again from home. So I wanted to do another check-in tonight. We did have plans to do something a little different, so you probably are wondering why that's changed a little bit. So I'll share with you what we're going to be doing. So some of you may have planned to be on at 7 o'clock with myself and with Sharon Delphos. And we had some technical difficulties, so we're working on a new program that's going to bring more of us connected and together in a different way. So, hey there, glad you joined us. And like I said, we'll keep working on that. So I apologize that we didn't go on right at 7 as planned, and you're getting just me. You're not getting Sharon Delphos along with me, and I'm going to share with you what we're going to be doing. So we did have some technical difficulties tonight. So aren't computers fun and programs fun? But we'll get it to work. We're going to make sure that we'll get it working by tomorrow evening, and it's a really cool opportunity because we'll do some split screen lives with both of us, so she can ask questions and answer some things as well, and I will make sure I'm there obviously answering questions too. But the cool part is we're going to be bringing guests on as well. So whether it is people want to learn more about our CBD oil, so we'll have Lance on some night with us, and you'll get all the notices about that, just like we already did with our Facebook posting. So that's kind of what happened tonight. So we weren't able to go live right at 7, but you're still getting me. So if you have other questions that you have, please send them through. I'm going to just, like I said, put this up over here too, just to make sure I don't miss anything. And just share with you some updates again going on at Daisy Blue. There's been some other changes happening. It seems like that seems to be the new daily norm right now, is what new things have happened at Daisy Blue. It's kind of exciting because we are working still on these antibacterial gels and sprays, and I am primarily focused on local area businesses at this point because that's where the greatest need is, obviously, for us in this local area. So I will be getting those deliveries and pickups done very soon this week. We've had a lot of moving pieces we had to put together to make this happen. So that said, that's still moving forward. We will be having, like I said, those antibacterial products will be made public. Right now we're just having businesses order at this time, but we will very soon open it up to all of you as well. So part of it is just really watching what inventory we have and what we have coming in. So that's the exciting news. Like I said, when you join in again tomorrow night, it's going to be more than just me here. We'll have Sharon Delphos here too, so we can share some updates of what's happening with Daisy Blue and bring in guest speakers. And I also want to share with all of you that we are still supplying, filling orders as we go along. I love all of you for continuing to support Daisy Blue, so thank you for that. We'll be sharing with you products that can help you get through these times, like maybe products that are going to be beneficial for you, and some that we're maybe just, going to discontinue temporarily as we can just make sure we have the products that you need. So again, if there's any questions, please make sure you're posting them below. We've had a few questions coming up around our soap bars and what's the best soap to use. And for those that don't know how soap works what it does is the viruses that we want to wash away have a fatty membrane, and what happens is that soap is attracted to that. It's actually part of that process of making soap. We want it to be attracted to the dirt and the oil, and that's why soaps have a little bit higher pH level as well. They're not what is considered basic, pH of 7. They're more like 8 or 9 or 10, right? And hey Heidi, hi Carrie. So what's really cool is that when you are washing your hands, that's why it's so important to do 20 seconds of hand washing minimum. And it's always interesting because a lot of people are like, well, what's the difference? How can a bar soap and water really literally wash away a virus or bacteria? Isn't it just for dirt, right? But it does. It actually does work on that fatty membrane, on that virus. What it does, it doesn't necessarily penetrate it, but it washes it, it attaches to it, and it washes it away. That's why the time is important. It's not just about like getting soap on my hands. It's actually doing the whole process and washing it. I never thought I would talk so much about hand washing on videos ever. So I am becoming the pro at hand washing is what I think my new title is going to be, is Jena Thompson, hand washing expert. So that being said, someday you'll catch me in the bathroom with a video, not catch me in the bathroom, I should rephrase that. You'll catch me washing my hands on a video, and I will make up some great song for you. But that's how soap works. It actually attaches, thank you for that, it actually attaches to that fatty membrane of that virus, and it helps to pull it off your skin and wash it away. So that's why soap works so well. So like I talk about, we're doing these antibacterial products. They are not necessarily to replace good hand washing. They are meant to have as another option. Who we're hearing from is a lot of, again, the local businesses that still have people coming in that they can't, funeral homes, nursing homes, daycares. I mean, they're not shutting down. They still need to have something that they can use very readily. So that's what we're looking to support people with first. So hey Casey, hey Morgan. So we're going to keep looking at ways that are, what's needed most right now. And we'll kind of work with area businesses and industries to make sure that we're one of the suppliers for them as much as we can, because we want to make sure that everyone is getting what they need at this time. So the other way that soap works, I talked about pH levels, and you actually don't want a soap that's pH balanced, because it's not going to pull that oil molecule and that dirt as effectively, because those are attracted to higher pHs. So you actually want to be using a soap that does have a higher pH. And it's kind of this misconception, and everything's kind of coming to head now and changing that. A lot of people always say, well, your soaps aren't pH balanced. Well, thank God for that, because they would not be effective then for what we need to use them for. But they are nourishing and they are gentle, and our bar soaps actually will help. If you're washing your hands a lot, they will help to keep your skin less dry. And they do that because they are considered what's called a Castile olive oil soap based bar. If you haven't ever seen us making our soaps or watched the videos, please do so. We have some on our Facebook page. I'm sure we'll be doing a few more in the future, but it's a really neat process, and we use a lot of olive oil in our bar soaps. We're also using coconut oil. We stopped using palm oil. The reason we stopped using palm oil is because it's hard to get it sustainably sourced. We actually started to see a decrease in the rainforests, especially in South America, because of the deforestation of palm. So we really needed to either make a decision to go to all sustainable, which would increase our costs and it would be harder to source, or to take it out, eliminate it. So we decided to eliminate palm oil. In its place, we added shea butter. So you're getting some great softening from that as well. Hey Sharon, hey Lori. And we also added in castor oil. We add in a vegetable-based stearic acid. It's basically, it's kind of like these building blocks, and it makes this soap stay stronger, longer. Good bar soap. And then of course we do this the old-fashioned way. It's called a cold process way of how we make our soap. So yeah, that's the process of how we're getting these soap bars created. And we do want that pH level to be a little bit higher, because that's what's going to make it effective. Now, I do get asked a lot, like, is our tea tree bar the best? Because it has the antibacterial, antiviral properties to it. It has green clay in there. It has kaolin clay, the natural clays from the earth. And then the tea tree oil and mint oil as well. That's a great bar. I mean, if someone was saying I want an antibacterial bar soap, that would be the one I'd recommend. It's not considered antibacterial bar soap because it's not at that high alcohol level that we need to, that we need to make that claim, but it works great. We have a lot of people use it primarily for acne and for oily, a more oily prone troubled skin, or to clear up congestion on the skin. So that is where we see most people using it, but it does make a great hand bar too, hand bar soap. Any of our bar soaps would work for that. Any good handcrafted soap would work for that. So if you know of someone else out there that they have a small business making soap, be sure to support them. It's going to be better to support them right now than to go buy that bar of ivory off the shelf, if there is any on the shelves anymore. I couldn't tell you. I haven't been there, so I don't know what's left. Hey, Julie, I'm glad you joined us. So make sure that when you are looking, choose something more natural, because it's going to be better for your skin, but you're also helping that small business. So those are my recommendations on types of soaps you can look for. They're really cool too. You can add some fun to it. So you get, the cool scents, and you get the cool colors, and you get other things along with that. So keep that in mind. Now, because so many of us are washing our hands a lot more, and even more so using like those antibacterial gels and sprays that we're going to be creating, they're a high alcohol content, you guys. That's going to dry your hands out. That's just going to happen. Unfortunately, that's the side effect of using the antibacterial gels. And I will be talking more about bacteria, good bacteria, bad bacteria, and dry virus, and what that's going to do to our own, our own bacterial makeup on our body too when we're using these products. That will come on some future episodes of our 7 p.m. checking in on these calls. So keep on these calls, on these lives. Thanks for bearing with me. So make sure you're watching for that as well. So what's really interesting though is that we want to make sure that if you are going to be using any type of antibacterial product, whether it's going to be Daisy Blues or another one you're currently using, your skin's going to dry out. So you need to moisturize it. You have to. And what we recommend is, using a salve or even just a good hand lotion that's going to give you some benefits. So please, here's what I'm telling you to not use. Do not use a mineral-based or paraffin-based product. All that's going to do is dry your hands out more in the long run. So I've seen people advertising, like Vanna cream and some of these other ones, and yeah, dermatologists recommend them. And why are they being recommended? Well, because they are for the most part pretty gentle to the skin. But what happens is that they're using artificial preservatives. They're using the synthetics that I just talked about, the paraffins or the silicones or dimethicone, or you're getting in even some of the mineral oils. Those are the things that are going to end up drying your hands out. So when you look at conditioning your hands, this is like this nasty cycle. I always tell people when you're using something like that, what's going to happen is your skin is just going to keep breaking down over time, and you're going to keep reusing it, and it's not going to get better. It might feel better right away. It's kind of like a steroid cream. It might feel better right away, but what are the after effects? So because we're going to be using more of the alcohol-based products, we want to make sure that we're using natural as much as we can, because we are going to be drying our hands out more, we're going to be drying our skin out more, and we want to have our skin stay healthy along with killing off the bacteria and viruses. Great question, Krista. Krista just asked, which of your lotions is the most moisturizing? Is shea butter the best? Great question. So Krista, I think the easy answer is all of our lotions are great, and the reason is because we formulate with less water. So we actually formulate with about 10% less water than most lotions that are on the market today. Obviously, the fact that ours are natural and don't have the artificial preservatives or the parabens or the synthetics that I kept talking about that other products that are recommended have will make them better. My personal recommendation would be our Marigold lotion, because there is shea butter in there, and we're adding the calendula herb as well, plus a little bit of rose geranium and lavender. So it has some more healing benefits to it. That is one we actually do recommend more of a therapeutic use for. If you need something heavier than a lotion, like a salve or the balm, the shea butter healing balm and the marigold or plantain salve. Those would be the probably my top recommendations. So that's what I would recommend. Of course, our baby lotion and Purely are great too. So I don't have that one answer for you, Krista. I guess if I did, it would be Marigold lotion. So I'll say Marigold lotion. There's your answer. So great question. Hey, Tammy, glad you joined. So yeah, while our skin is needing to be repaired, those are things that you can use to help that along. And here's another tip. If you don't have any of our products, maybe you're just new to Daisy Blue or listening in, or you ran out and your order hasn't come yet, you can use olive oil. If you have a cooking oil, safflower oil works great. I wouldn't recommend a canola oil as much, just because there's usually some GMO issues with that and some other things going on. But I do recommend a good olive oil, or even if you have the MCT or the solid organic coconut oil, and you can use those are good for the skin as well. So it really is about, product doesn't have to have a list of 500 ingredients to be good. In fact, sometimes the best products have the least amount of ingredients, or the ones at least that you know what they are. So look in your own home. If you do see, or you're at home, you're using that antibacterial gel a lot, maybe you made your own, which is, great if you have it above that 70% is where we like it. About at least 62%, maybe above 70 is even better. So another little tidbit fact that I was talking with one of my sales reps today that's helping me source the alcohols that we need. There's people making products with 80 proof vodka. Well, 80 proof vodka is only 40% alcohol. We need it to be higher to kill off the bacteria. Witch hazel is only 14% alcohol. That's why these are not effective. So I will be talking more about that. I'm not going to give away everything tonight because I'm still learning some things as we go along, but I will be sharing more about that as we go along. So any other questions that you guys have, please post below if you have questions, whether it's regarding what we're talking about tonight or maybe something else. One thing that we're going to be doing once we get the new program set up for our lives, while we're doing multiples of us, Sharon and I, and then bringing on guests as we go along, is that we're going to be bringing guests in that are not necessarily just around product focused. It might be someone who has some experience with meditation, someone who has some experience with a lot of different things that you may want to learn more about, and maybe we want to learn more about. So it's going to be kind of a complementary type education, but that's going to be coming as well. So sometimes we have to take a look at what's happening in the world right now and think, okay, what is it, what's my part, and what is the gift that I can give during this time. And what I'm hoping is that I can continue to give education and information and connection. So I love you all. I'm glad that you pop on. I'm committed to these every day, so thank you for that. And for those that are joining first times too, I love it. But please keep popping on. I really feel that the more we can stay connected, it's going to help all of us in humanity as a whole. So it's really about community support, but also just staying connected. So great opportunity to be connected are these Facebook Lives. So be sure to pop back on again. Just looking if any other questions are popping through here. I'm not seeing anything. If I'm missing your question, just know I will get it answered if you do post one. For those listening later or tomorrow, hi, glad you're listening, glad you're joining in, and glad you hung out this long through the Facebook Live video. So if there isn't any other questions, we will call this one. And again, if something pops up you guys have questions on, please pop on again and post your questions. And okay, if you guys are part of my Daisy Boo tribe page, if you're not, please find that, because I'd love to have you part of that, because that's where I personally get to do polls and ask people about what would they like to see. And that would be a great place for me to do a poll and say, hey, what would you like to see on these lives? What do you want to learn about? Is it meditation? Is it how we can focus on the abundance that's there, and ways we can get through this? Or is it meditation, drumming, or the bowls? I mean, we have so many different ideas that we want to bring to you. So all right, there is a question. Could you take alcohol, mix it with your soap and water, soak it in paper towels, and create disinfecting wipes? Yes. So Krista, great question. More information will come on this as we are I got you. I knew what you meant. And let me just see, there's a little bit more here. You were, oh, well, thank you for that. So what we are going to be doing is, if we don't get the cleaner concentrate made and with instructions on how to make your own wipes at home, or even buy the non-antibacterial wipes, and you can add even the sanitizer to that. So there's lots of different ways that you can make things work. So, this is a really cool time to take a look at what are you able to do yourself. And then also, look to all of us that we have different gifts we can share with each other. So yeah, great question. But yeah, that definitely would work as well. All right, guys. I don't see anything else coming through for questions. So thanks for hanging out. Keep smiling. We'll all get through this, and it'll be a different, but I still feel amazing place that we'll be at the end of this journey, and it's going to open, I feel, for me and for my company and for Daisy Boo and all of us, it's going to open us up to new ideas and new ways to connect. So thanks again for being on. I will see you all, so hopefully tomorrow night. I think we're working out some kinks. Thanks for popping on later. I'll check with Sharon Delphos, but she's probably on, so hey Sharon. I'll check with her and we'll see what kinks we've worked out, and we'll get that going on the interview process and bringing people in and all that fun stuff. So, all right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Mwah. Love y'all. Bye.